text a massive high-resolution video to a friend across the globe and it arrives in
Oh
seconds.
yeah, it's basically magic.
Right. But transferring rent money across town on a Friday afternoon takes until like Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, we have space-age technology for our data, but our
Mhm.
money is still riding a digital stagecoach.
Exactly. So today we are taking a stack of banking white papers, central bank reports, and tech articles to go on a deep dive into global instant payment engines just for you.
Our mission here is to figure out how 247 365 instant settlement is permanently replacing this, archaic system of weekend holds and overnight batch processing.
Okay, let's unpack this. We're looking at a massive transition from traditional banking delays to instant real-time movement. And in the US, there are basically two parallel ways this is happening.
Yeah, the U.S. has a really unique dual approach. On the public side, there is FedNow, which was launched by the Federal Reserve.
And that settles instantly in central bank money, right?
You got it. It uses participating banks' master accounts. I mean, think of a master account simply as a commercial bank's own checking account held directly at the Fed.
Gotcha.
And it uses a really data-rich messaging format called ISO 2022.
Which allows them to embed complex invoice details right into the transfer.
Exactly. But then on the private side, you have RTP, or real-time payments. That is a private network run by the Clearing House.
But wait, how do they get around the Federal Reserve being closed on nights and weekends?
Well, they rely on a massive pre-funded reserve account sitting at the New York Fed to ensure the 247 liquidity.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because the banks lock a giant pool of cash in that vault on Friday afternoon. The private RTP network can just digitally shuffle the ownership of that cash all weekend long.
Without needing the central bank to actually be open.
Precisely.
So to make sure I am getting the mechanics here, is FedNow basically like the government building a brand new high-speed express lane?
Yeah, that is a great way to put it.
And then RTP is like private companies pooling their money to buy a fleet of privately funded bullet trains to bypass the old roads entirely.
That is a perfect analogy because both infrastructures are aiming for the exact same goal, which is settling actual cash in seconds instead of days.
Like with Carlos, a gig worker driving rideshare.
Right. Carlos finishes his shift at 2 a.m. on a Sunday. With FedNow, he taps cash out $250 in his app.
And the Fed instantly debits the rideshare company's bank and credits Carlos's bank.
So he can buy gas immediately, in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Or consider RTP's request for payment feature. Let's say Sarah has her roof damaged in a midnight storm.
Yeah.
An adjuster approves a $4,500 claim Saturday morning. Instead of mailing a check, the insurer just pings a request directly to Sarah's phone.
She taps approve, and the funds clear natively from that pre-funded vault.
Exactly. So she can pay the emergency contractor standing right there in her yard.
That is just life-changing speed. But the U.S. approach is still pretty fragmented with these parallel tracks. What happens when a government forces everyone onto a single infrastructure?
Well, you get what is happening in India and Brazil. They have really set the global standard for making this technology ubiquitous.
Like India's UPI system.
Yeah, UPI solves a major friction point by using virtual payment addresses, so users do not have to share their sensitive account numbers.
So if Arav is buying a 30-cent cup of tea from a street vendor in Mumbai,
He just scans a QR code on his phone, and instantly a little battery-powered speaker on the vendor's cart shouts out that the payment cleared.
their soundbox, no waiting, no risk. And Brazil did something similar with Pix, a central bank mandated ecosystem.
Right. Users just register a simple Pix key, like an email or an ID. Louisa wants a $100 pair of shoes online, so she selects Pix.
She scans a dynamic QR code on her screen and approves it with Face ID.
And the merchant is paid instantly with zero P2P cost.
Okay, here is where it gets really interesting, though. Let me push back here. If Brazil's Pix allows merchants to bypass the standard 1.5 to 3.5% credit card interchange fees entirely, isn't this an existential threat to traditional credit card networks? Why would traditional banks even participate?
What's fascinating here is that traditional banks initially fought it, but the central bank mandated participation.
Oh, wow. They had no choice.
Right. But now, those same banks are benefiting from massive new customer acquisition and transaction data.
Ah, I see.
But your question highlights the exact disruption keeping traditional network executives up at night.
Because it's replacing them.
Yeah, this global shift is not just about speed. It is a fundamental transition from siloed, delayed settlement credit networks to interoperable account-to-account, or A2A, real-time cash movement.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Basically, by removing multi-day clearing delays and heavy card fees, businesses unlock massive operational capital efficiency.
And dynamic treasury control. The fundamental economics of moving money are being rewritten.
Absolutely. But I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder. The source material mentions that this infrastructure paves the way for automated agentic commerce.
Which is wild to think about.
Right, because if money can now move instantly, 23047, using data-rich messages, what happens to our economy when autonomous software agents start instantly negotiating, verifying, and settling their own microtransactions while we sleep?
It changes everything.
It really does. Soon, even the idea of actively clicking a button to pay someone might feel as slow and archaic as waiting for that digital stagecoach.